Hey there, friend. Welcome to Landscape Elevation. I'm Charlene Gray, and on this channel, I visit with you each week to talk about all things landscape design. Whether you're just getting started with your side hustle, or you're already a pro and have a number of seasons under your belt, I hope the things I talk about here are helpful to you on your journey as a landscape designer. Now today, I'm going to talk about what to do when a landscape client asks to see or to get your wholesale or trade pricing on plants and or materials. So I have had this happen twice, once 14 years ago and once about 14 days ago. And I hated dealing with it both times. The first time I was a baby designer and my clients asked if they could get my discount on plants. And although it felt icky and I didn't like doing it, I went ahead and I gave them most of my discount. I think mostly because I didn't know how to say no to them and I was afraid they'd be mad at me if I didn't give it to them. So I cut them a huge break on their plants. They didn't get my entire discount, but they got enough of it that I might as well have given them the whole thing. So fast forward 14 years, and 2 weeks ago, my clients ask if they can see the plant pricing quote sheet that I received from my suppliers for their job. Well, okay, so they actually asked if it was possible to see the actual quote, and me, after getting super annoyed, taking some really deep breaths and considering, how to respond, I simply said, no, it's not possible for me to share suppliers' prices with you. Now, if I'm being honest, it was really hard for me to work up the guts to say this to them, but it had to be dealt with and I had to give them a response. I wasn't going to just ignore them or sweep it under the rug or whatever. But I'm glad I did it, and now I have a canned answer for the next time that this happens. But it also got me thinking about all of the whys that we as professionals should not be telling or giving clients our discounts. And today I'm going to share with you a few of the most important ones I can think of. So, bottom line up front, the answer is no. You cannot share your wholesale or trade pricing with your client. And the answer is no, whether they are simply asking you to tell them what your prices are, or by going all out and passing along your trade prices to them, where they essentially pay less than the retail price that other non-business purchasers would pay at a retail nursery. So, okay, why is this? Why can't you, as a professional landscaper or landscape designer, share with your clients your trade or wholesale discount pricing? And why can't you just charge them the discounted rate that you receive as a professional? Well, I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't, but first, I want you to know why you're getting a discount to begin with. So, quite simply, you are getting a discount from your suppliers, or wholesale or trade pricing, whatever you want to call it, for the simple reason that you are in business, just like they are. And if they're a business that even offers trade pricing, they actually really want to help you out as another business owner. So they want your business and they want to supply your plants and materials. They know that you, who are, folks in the industry, in the landscape industry, are more likely to spend more money with them per season than most homeowners who walk in off the street and shop with them. Not only that, but you and all your big purchases help keep their inventory moving. So whenever you buy from them, you're likely buying a lot, compared to a homeowner on any of one of their particular visits, which means you are helping that supplier continue to bring in fresh and new materials, which attracts landscapers and homeowners, which continues to increase their bottom line. So, all right, so why shouldn't you share your discount or give your discount to your clients? So number one, the margin you make on selling plants and materials is considered part of your income. Did you hear that? The margin you make on selling plants and materials is part of your income. This income combined with your hourly rate is how you stay in business. Your income is what allows you to be able to use your talents to serve your clients. So, all those thoughtful and beautiful landscapes don't just up and design and build and maintain them themselves. No, they need a person and people to do each of those things. And people who do those things need to be compensated for their time, for their livelihoods. So if your client can't afford to pay retail price for plants, then quite simply they can't afford to have their landscape custom designed or installed or maintained. If they're looking for a discount, they can go elsewhere and look for a discount because it can't be coming from your income that supports your livelihood and your ability to serve your clients. Okay. Number 2, the second reason why you shouldn't share your discount with your clients. If you are on any plant inventory mailing lists that come directly from suppliers, maybe via email or whatever, you've probably noticed one of two things. In order to even have access to these plant inventory lists, you have to either know a password or you have to have identified yourself as a landscape business owner with someone from that company's upper management team. So what does this tell you? These prices are not for the general public to know. And who are your clients? In most cases, your clients are the general public. And if your clients are a landscaper, then maybe you need to ask yourself or them why they're buying plants through you anyway. What are the circumstances that necessitate you being a middleman here? Regardless, you still need to charge a markup. Otherwise, those other landscapers can go buy their own plants and get the discount, and there's no need for you to even be involved in those transactions, especially if you're not upcharging so that you actually make some money on the deal, you being the middleman. So, all right, so if the prices on the inventory lists are set by your suppliers, and your suppliers are only willing to share their prices with you, a trade professional, then it's actually not your place to share these prices, either verbally or financially, with your clients. And doing so could definitely cause upset with your suppliers, as well as with your fellow landscape designers and contractors. Now, okay, if I'm making this sound like it's a secret society, well, it kind of is. Okay, if you've been in this for a little while, I think you know that. So, all right, there we have the 2 main reasons that you don't tell or share your discount pricing with clients. One being the margin you make on plants and materials as part of your income, and the second being that the prices are set by your suppliers. And most suppliers choose not to share the prices they offer to tradespeople with the general public, and you should respect that. But I'd also like you to consider a third reason that I've been mulling over, and that is my number 3. So you are the one who has invested the time and energy toward accumulating the knowledge and the experience that you have in order to develop your talent. You may have even spent money on a degree or on courses. So by now, you know things. You know things like how to identify plants, even if you use an app sometimes. Knowing about Latin origins for scientific plant names, keeping up on new cultivars, knowing why you shouldn't plant a broadleaf evergreen on an exposed windblown corner, knowing things like how to calculate quantities of loam and mulch. You know things about landscaping. So consider the markup you earn on plants and materials as part of your reward for all of the effort you've put into your career to get you as far as you've come up until now. And also, it's incentive for you to keep learning and growing for the future landscapes and the clients that you get to work with. Because the more you accumulate this knowledge, the more valuable you are, and you should be rewarded for that. So there you have it. When a client asks you to tell them or share with them your trade pricing, the quick and simple answer is no. And if you want to add an explanation after no, you can tell them that the prices aren't yours to share, and you can go on to assure them that they are only paying the regular retail price that they'd pay as a customer at any local retail nursery. You're not trying to screw them, but you are, the suppliers are offering you as a tradesperson a discount, and you're charging your client the retail price. So you're making the difference there, and that's because you're you, because you have all of this experience that you're bringing to the table, and that's why they've hired you, for you. So you need to be compensated, and that's part of your income. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining me and watching Landscape Elevation. And if this video and the content interests you, you may find value in the free guide I've made, which is my way of guiding you through the landscape design process one step at a time. I consider this a must-have process for any landscape design that's going to be successful. And the link to it is from my website, and it's below, and it's completely free. Also, I love hearing from folks in the landscape industry, in the design community, wherever you are, if you're a landscaper or a designer or any kind of landscape contractor. If you have questions or a conversation to start, please share them with me in the comments or reach out to me directly from my website, landscapeelevation.com. Thank you again, and take care. I hope you have a really great week.